All right, what's up, family? What's up, Honky Tonk Chronicle family? I am in the garden again. It's been a minute, and what I am doing today is bringing you along with me to show you how I set up an in-bed worm casting bin. Now, I've tried the ones with the separate bin to the side, and it just didn't work for me. So I ran across a couple of folks on social media that was demonstrating how you do an in-bed worm casting bin. And so I'm going to try my hand at that, and I thought it would be interesting to bring you guys along with me. So, camera guy, if you could come over and let me show them what I'm doing. Now, what I have here is just a plain old trash can bin I bought from Walmart. It was like 97 cents, drilled holes in it. And the purpose of the holes is to allow the worms to enter in and out of the bin for food, because their food is going to be put in this bin. So what they'll do, if you'll show them, camera guy, this bin I have here, they are going to move about, multiply throughout this bin. And it's going to be like self-feeding with these worms, okay? So that is the purpose of the holes in this trash bin. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and dug a hole, and we'll show you what that hole looks like. Come on down in there, and what I'll do is place this bin in the hole and leave the top at ground level per se. And I went ahead and ordered me some red wigglers, composting worms. I ordered them from Uncle Jim's Worm Farm. Yeah, no, I'm not, I mean, they're not sponsoring this video, but hey, I thought it would be great just to show you guys where I got my worms from, and I'm certain that some of you might be familiar with them. All right, so we've placed our bin in the hole. Now, there are 1,000 worms in this bag, 1,000 of them, okay? And these worms do multiply very quickly. So I'm going to have a ton of worms in this bin. I'm not going to put all 1,000 of them in here. I've actually got about 2 more bins just like the one I showed you. I'm going to split this up some, probably put, I am going to put at least 500 in here, about half of this bag, and then I'll split the other half up between 2 other bins that I'll put in the beds, okay? So next step is to just go ahead and dump about half of those in there. We can get down and show me dumping half of this bag in there of worms. There we go. And if you can get in there and show them how they just moving about. Look at them, y'all. Ooh-wee. Yeah, there they go. All right, I am going to take some back out. All right. Just a little bit, because like I said, I got 2 more I want to do. But that's good right there. Now the next step is to put some food in there for them. So should be about no, not a half inch, but an inch of green and an inch of brown. So what I've done is taken some food scraps. I tore up some old brown paper, some banana peels are in here. So I'm going to put that in here with the worms, about 2 inches worth, because it's all mixed together. So that's what we're getting ready to do, y'all. Let's show. Are we dumping that in there for them? And I did have some citrus. I mean, man, it's potato peels in here. They're going to love that. The citrus part that I have, I'm not going to put that in there, because I did hear that's not really that good for them. I mean, they'll eat it, but of course they don't have teeth, so it will take them a minute to devour that. But we don't want, the reason being is we don't want to that we don't want to put citrus or meat products in there because it'll sit for a while and it'll start to decay and really stink up. So you're going to give them something that they can eat pretty quickly. So I'll put a little bit more in there. Okay, that should do it very well right there. Next thing I'm going to do is wet it down just a little bit because they don't like to be dried out. So I'm just going to do just a little light watering there. Okay. And then I'm going to, after that, put this dirt back around the bin. All right, and then they'll start to bore through the dirt, move about in this entire bed, reproduce, and they'll make their way back to the bin so that they can feed. That's the process. Looking for my gloves. They're over here. Okay, and I'm gonna see how this works for me. It looked pretty interesting, very simple. Didn't seem to be all that difficult. So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and try that. All right, so what I'm doing is putting the dirt, like I said, back around the bin. Just to cover that hole up that I dug for it. And yeah, we're at pretty much at the top level of this bed, which is what we want. Okay. And according to the pros, they say that's all you got to do. So that's what I'm trying. I'm putting this in the hole and we're going to leave it there. Now, the next thing I want to do is protect the top as well as allow me to see where I actually put the bin. So you can cover up that top with like a piece of cardboard, a piece of plastic, whatever you have, just cover the top up to protect their food from being eaten by other types of rodents, birds, whatever that might be about. So I just cut a piece of plastic that I'm going to sit right here that lets me know this is where my composting bin is with my worms in it. And then I'll come out, and as I water this bed, water is going to seep into that worm bin as well and keep them from drying out, you know. So that's the main thing. You don't want them to dry out. Those worms don't like being dried out like that. So I'll just keep this on top, just like that. And I'll come out maybe every other day, see how they're doing on food, put some more food in there because that's the purpose of the bin. It's like their feeding spot. They're going to come back to get that food and then venture back out into the bed, leaving all those amazing worm castings that's going to feed these plants. And then I'll just keep a watch to see how the process goes. But everybody that I've seen do it this way, plants look amazing, healthy. It eliminates having to even put that 511 that I typically use on them. I don't have to use that. So we'll see how it goes, but I thought I would bring you guys along to show you the first bin that I put in the in-ground bed, the in-bed worm casting bin, okay? But that's going to do it for today. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. If this is something you can do, which I'm sure it is. It appears to be an amazing time saver. Very easy to create your own worms. Okay? But that's it. This is Sandy 7 with AN-T-NEES. And keep on planting, y'all. It's no time like now. I mean, with everything that's going on, the prices of food and so forth, this is the time to get busy and do whatever you can to just make everything available to you right at your home. Okay? All right, again, this is Sunday 7 with AN-T-NEES. And as always, these are the Honky Tonk Chronicles. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. All right? Y'all, peace out. Have a fantastic rest of your day.